Alright, it has been a minute, and hopefully you enjoyed the small break, because we're going right back into Power Mac territory, and I had a video planned for the Power Mac G3 that I have, but unfortunately things kind of got a little bit out of whack, because due to getting a real-life security patch, I was kind of out of commission for a couple of days to recover, and now I'm back and something has come in the mail, which is probably one of the first viewer donations that I've ever gotten on this channel, which is kind of cool to see. Anyway, that viewer donation comes by way of one Justin Morgan, who, if you, like me, hang around on like Mac84's live streams, or especially if you've seen a Joe's Computer Museum video, he's one of Joe's top patrons, I believe. Anyway, he reached out to me on Twitter and asked if I would like a video card for my G4. And that video card he offered to send is one of these guys, a GeForce 4. And this is really cool because I wanted to get a better video card for the G4, but obviously I'm not going to be able to buy one at any point soon because Mac cards are very expensive, and mostly it's accepted that you're just supposed to buy a PC card, flash it over, and throw it in. But in this case, Justin came through and just said, hey, here's a video card. The only caveat is it's got a bit of a noisy fan. So very cool to have this, and very much a huge thanks to Justin for donating it, because this is going to make the G4 awesome. On top of that, there's going to be a part 3, because I've been in talks with DOS Dude 1, and if you know what DOS Dude 1 does besides the patchers and such like that, well, he does CPU upgrades too. If you remember my old G3 Pismo from some time ago that had a G4 put onto it, yeah, he does CPU upgrades, and pretty much I've been talking to him, and he said he would be willing to upgrade the G4's CPU card, and I just have to, pay him for it, obviously, which I'm waiting for the funds for that to come available by way of selling off some old stuff I don't really use anymore. So once that's all said and done, this G4 is going to be crazy good. I can't wait. So for now, we're just going to put this in and we're going to see how it rolls with this. And I believe this card is macOS 9 compatible, but if not, I'm not terribly worried because I have the G3 for classic macOS if I really need it. But this does present a small problem. You see, because the card in there currently has ADC, which we see this card also has ADC from this tab here for the power, but it also has VGA, which allows me to plug it into my side monitor. This card is DVI. So I'm gonna have to scare up a solution here because none of my monitors support DVI anymore. I upgraded my center monitor to something a lot better, so it doesn't have DVI. It only has DisplayPort and HDMI. Now, DVI thankfully converts very cleanly to HDMI, which means I can actually use my capture card to capture display output now, which is actually awesome for this. I just need to find my adapter because I know I have one here somewhere. Alternatively, I knew where this guy was, and we could just use this to get it up and running for right now, but this is a chunky little adapter here. So that's what I'm probably going to do, is just use this for now, get it up and running, and we'll deal with the HDMI adapter much later. So without further ado, let's get the G4 up here on the desk and get this in. Man, the G4 fits almost perfectly in frame here. So, as we can see, here's the, I've forgotten the name of this one. This UMX, I believe, Twinview? I could be wrong. I don't remember. It's been a bit since I fired this thing up, and my brain is still kind of clearing up from that aforementioned real-life security patch. So, let's compare the long boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that is one long card, alright. Because I mean for it to slot into this side here. For reference, the only games I've actually run on here are Unreal Tournament 99 and Alice. And both games, Alice kind of chopped up a little bit here and there, but mostly ran pretty smoothly. Unreal Tournament, it ran okay for the most part, but it mostly stayed in like the 40s, I would imagine, but it had a lot of frame rate variance. So we're going to see if this makes it any better. And I can just pull this straight out because this G4 did have the tab, but when I went to go and bend it backwards to get the card out, it just broke clean off, which is kind of unfortunate. But here's the Twinview card. as we can see. Major difference is the 4 memory chips on the back. I believe the regular GeForce 2 or 2MX only have 4 on the front, and that's about it. This is the first time I'm actually putting in one of these big cards, so we do have to make sure it does line up at the back here. Oh, right, because it's annoying. There's this little thing here that's kind of getting in my way, so I have to be careful of that. And when I don't have a long card, it's easy to just pivot it around it. See, there we go, perfect. So I'm hoping this card works, because knowing my luck. There we go, card is in place. Actually going to reroute this cable here, because that does have some risk of kicking up into the fan and making a bunch of racket. All right, let's close it up. Hitting on something. It was hitting the IDE cable a little bit. It'd be fun if I had to actually like deface that card to get it to fit, because I've actually done that before on other cards. Well, in my like iPod, I had the adapter board for the CF card. I actually had to shave it down to make it fit, because I had to fit something in there. I can't remember what, but it was just really annoying. But because it's just mostly a huge ground plane, you don't have to worry about like hitting something, shaving it down. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. Okay, so this is the first time I've plugged this in. Let's get the power cord and put that right on in. It didn't blow up yet. Let's go ahead and give it the reach around and... Oh. I see what Justin was saying about the fan being obnoxiously loud. Oh, that is loud. But I can't have video. It's booting 9.2. Tasty. So what I think I'm gonna have to dream up something about the to do with the fan. Maybe duct tape a knock to it or something, because yeah, that's gonna get really annoying really fast. But I again acknowledged this when he offered it. I said, you know what, it's still a good card. I will figure out what to do about that when the time comes. You know, at some point I can probably find a better fan for it, or go and Google the model number and maybe find a equivalent fan that'll just plug and play. Everything's still working with those nice platinum sounds. Let's see what the profiler has to say. It could be placebo, but man, this thing already feels like it's decently quick. Yep, there she is. 128 whole megabytes of video RAM. TI 4600. Tasty. Alright, let's bring this thing into Mac OS 10 and see what she can do. I'm running this on 10.3.9, so... This makes me very pleased. I do need to get an SSD for this thing at some point, but that'll come at a later time. I also need to get an IDE card for this thing, because I do have a 200 gig hard drive in here, but unfortunately it is limited to 128 gigabytes because, well, the IDE controller on this system is pure garbage, as many people have been finding out the hard way as time goes on. Oh, pure 1080p, look at that. Oh, that is gorgeous looking right there. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so nice. Displays. Yeah, just look at that beautiful 1080. Now, this card could do 1080 when it felt like it for some reason. It was very particular about it. This one just straight up does. Hear those fans going. Let's see about this Mac. This mouse is really twitchy. Those dual 800s. Hopefully, if I can get the funds together, we'll no longer be 800 soon enough. Let's see. There's our 4600. Tasty. 128 megabytes. Okay, well that's it, everybody. Wait, no, we gotta get to the games. Well, as I alluded to in my last video on this thing, well, there's a reason why I wanted to repair this guy, and it's because it's been doing a lot of work for me, moving files between my systems, or my vintage Macs, I should say. So we're gonna go ahead and, ignore the saucy artist name there, and we're going to go grab a FireWire cable, because I do believe I still have a copy of Unreal Tournament on this iPod, and we're going to go ahead and load it up and see what she can do. Let's get that in there. There we go. And really, the 4th gen iPod is the best one to do this with because I do have one of these guys. This is the 3rd gen, but if you upgrade these with a flash mod, they no longer can do FireWire sync. So, kind of unfortunate that. But the 4th gens and I believe iPod minis, at least the 2nd gen iPod minis, can in fact retain sync with both USB and FireWire even after doing a flash mod. So iTunes is going to pop up and tell us, please sync with me. Well, no, we're not here for that. I'm already noticing just the oh my god. The animations are so clean now. I'm not noticing a single frame drop in the animation. Oh, this makes me so happy. Oh my goodness. Alright, so Unreal Tournament. I think this is a Mac OS 9 thing, unfortunately. So I believe this is a Mac OS 10 app, so we can just install it, and it wants to just dump it wherever the hell it wants. However, we're on Mac OS 10. We are not uncivilized. We are going to put this right in the applications folder where it belongs and let it do its thing. While that's running, I'm going to go ahead and grab Unreal Tournament off of here. And this is all off Macintosh Garden, by the way, so if you want to know where I got it, there you go. All a bunch of Mac OS versions that have been forgotten or lost to time, because I legally do own Unreal Tournament 99. I love the hell out of that game, but I'm pretty sure trying to get a Mac version of it off my Steam copy would never work in a million years. So here's a fun thing. I do believe we don't even need a no CD crack for this because, well, we have the CD in the drive, quote unquote. Yeah. So that looks clean. Let's see. I have to click. We have some audio, but I'm pretty sure you can't really hear it. Let's see if I can just boost the audio here. I have keyboard controls. What am I doing? Or at least I'm using a keyboard a little too new for this machine, so I guess it doesn't like that. Alright, you guys can probably hear it well enough, at least as well as you can hear it over the din of the fans. We forgot to check our video settings. Of course, this is back when 4x3 reigns supreme. I can turn this up a little bit. Let's leave it there, I guess. Let's see what we get. The monitor is doing its best to cope here. I'm just going to play easy because I'm not playing this to play through the game at the moment. Oh dear. That's no fun. Maybe it's not happy with the settings for some reason. Let's try it again. Alright, now we're loading in perfectly fine. Oh, this is smooth! Holy! I hear some of the fans ramping up. Wow! Holy! Holy moly! This is running way better. This game also had some really good dialogue. The cutscenes are a little weird with the frame rate, but that's kind of to be expected. Mouse is a little twitchy, but I'm also not using the best mouse for this. I do see some frame rate droppage maybe a little bit, but for the most part, it's so much better. If I Command Q, we are done there. Yeah, whew, man, that makes me happy. Again, massive thanks to Justin Morgan for doing this. Like, you did not have to send this, and just, it makes me so happy. As we boot into Mac OS 9, I realize I think I missed something here. If we go control panels and then to monitors, can we do 1080 now? No, we cannot. So that's really weird. Maybe if I turn on, no. So what's really weird is when I rebooted the machine, at first it showed Mac OS 9 in pure 1080p gloriousness at the boot up. But then once it got into the OS, it went back into 4x3, which is kind of weird, but whatever, I guess. So I did put a couple of things on the main drive here. because, as you can probably no doubt see, I have my iPod connected, but Mac OS 9 doesn't know what the hell a 4th generation iPod is, so we're going to have to install some applications. So I'm going to install Toast so I can mount these images as drives. I also have Bryce 2. In fact, I think I have it on disk. But Bryce is an application that I used quite a bit back when I was younger, because I love to mess around with like 3D imaging and such. I just opened this, and now it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. So we are gonna install Toast. I mean, I guess. Sure. And now, thanks to Toast, we now have the Unreal Tournament installer disk mounted up here. So now we can install it as if it were a normal disk. I think for Bryce, I'm just gonna have to bust out the drive or the disk for that, because I don't feel like hunting around for a version of stuff that can actually unpack a zip file. Though I think it's on here, it might be. I'll have to check before rolling the next clip. But yeah, I do have the disk, just in case. Yeah, so Stuff Expander knows what to do with zip files, but for some reason it does not by default handle them, so I just had to drag them down here, and boom, we're off to the races, thankfully. And it looks like we're just getting an ISO here, so like Unreal Tournament, we're going to go ahead and just mount that and install it like a normal application. Oh yes, please install my childhood. Let's do this. So Bryce is a very old Bryce 2 at least is a very old application, so it'll install very quickly. Thankfully this doesn't need the CD, but I'm just going to leave it mounted anyway, because why not? Anyway, let's go ahead and get some Unreal Tournament going. Let's go ahead and... God, I hate this. Put the stuff in the applications folder, like a civilized application. Come on. Alright, we have Rave. Let's see how well this works. I probably should have given Unreal Tournament a little bit more memory, but it's okay. Because remember, in OS 9, you had to specifically assign applications memory, or you had to tell them how much memory they could use maximum, I guess. The manufacturers would ship them with defaults, and then you could go in and tune it yourself. But here we can already see a massive improvement. You might not be able to see it on the camera, but that is definitely going at least 60 FPS. Oh my word. So let's see. We can do better than that. Let's take it to the max and see what happens. Bakoom! Okay, there we go. Everything is high. Everything is about maxed out where it can be. Start Unreal Tournament. See what happens. Just going with the defaults. Because again, I'm not going to be playing this on this computer. If I want to play some UT99, I mean, I could do it on my desktop. This is just for, you know, showing off this thing's graphics card. Alright. Whoa! Oh, this is so buttery smooth. Oh, I forgot. This is back when WASD was not the standard, so we have to fix this problem. And by that I mean actually set my controls properly. And now we can resume. There we go. Oh my word. Oh, he has the advantage and he knows it. Oh god, leave me alone.
First blood.
Gotcha. Oh wait, I can't change my weapons with the mouse wheel. This was before a lot of norms were established with FPSs. Hey buddy, what you doing here? Where you going? Oh no, spawn camping, you say? Where you going? I have my camera, or my iPhone, set to record in 60, so I don't know if you can see just how crispy this looks. Oh. Oh dear. Give me... Hey boss, can I have some of that health, please? This brings back some good old memories. But that should be enough. Show off just how awesome this card is. Now I'm curious as to if Bryce got any kind of boost from this. Let's see. Where did Bryce install? Not in the application. Well, I'll forgive it. It's an old application. Alright. This is the good stuff here. Let's see. Can I... New document. Let's make something a little bit bigger. Let's see. We're just going to make something stupid simple. So this is like 3D modeling, basically. Well, kind of 3D. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I had a lot of fun with it. So we can go ahead and just pick something that we want the sky to be. Apocalyptic if we wish. I like that one. Let's go with that one. And do we want a ground? No, we do not. Put water there. Choose a water. I know they had a lot of fun with some of the names here. And then if we hit render, we can kind of see where this is going. That's going to take a minute, so we're not going to do that just yet. Let's place a mountain. When we double click it, we can set this to be apocalyptic mountain. Nah. And we can change our where we're looking at with these little controls here. So let's get in nice and close. Let's make sure this is below the water layer, as we can see here. And there we go. We make some cool stuff. Now, what kind of sucks about this is I don't know of a way for this to export to an image format that I could use. So I'd love to make some art with this, because this is really cool. I like this. I don't know if this is GPU accelerate. I think this is more the CPU putting in work here. Also, we have lighting. So we put this here. Now we have some light off to the side. You can see it up in the clouds there. But I could really spend hours upon hours messing with this program, and I totally forgot how awesome it is. Unfortunately, I believe it is no longer developed, as in Bryce 7 was the last version to be released by, I believe, Daz 3D. And I don't remember messing with it much, but I do think it's pretty much abandoned at this point, which is kind of a shame because it's really cool. It's really easy to play with once you kind of get the basics down. But this is what I did when I was in school. I'd get home, I'd go on my computer, and I'd just mess with this all day when I didn't have homework to do, and it's really just a nice thing to do. And like my friend giving me this application, I mean, obviously pirated at the time, but my friend loading me up with this application is really the reason why I'm into photography and digital artwork as I am today, because I just saw this and my brain ran wild with the possibilities. Man, it's just really cool. It's going to take a while, so while that's going, I do want to show off something else. So if you remember, I touched on having to do up the headphone jack on the G4. Well, I'm here to thankfully report that, like I said before, it is actually completely good now, because I'm going to go ahead and hook in my earbuds. You can see they slot right in, no problem. So yeah, not really much else to see at the moment. I think it actually finished. Well, I'll be damned if it did. I think it's going through one final pass, though. Yeah, it is. Because it rendered this part, so now it's kind of just going through this part and re-rendering it just to get any more jagged edges out. Again, I'm just repeating myself at this point. So, again, humongous thanks to Justin Morgan for donating this awesome GPU to me, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. I need to get this set up in a more favorable place. Then I plan on actually playing through Alice and having some fun with that, because I'm really nostalgic for the Mac version of that game specifically. So yeah, that's really it. Till next time, I'll see you guys later.